Games are probably one of the most popular game genres. They're definitely up there from games like Cookie Clicker to some of the more lesser known idle games. They all have one simple thing in common. You don't really have to do anything. If any of you guys follow me on Twitter, you will know that I tweeted out a list of my top 5 idle games. Link in description to my Twitter. You should definitely go check it out. And yeah, today we're going to be talking about those 5 idle games as like recommendations for people that like don't really know idle games that well. And yeah, if you guys have any good idle games, drop some in the comments because I'm going through a idle phase and I need games. Coming up at number 5, we have Clicker Heroes. I haven't actually played that much of this game on Steam. I was really into the mobile game. I only really have 2 of the ancients. I only have 1 relic. I actually might I can get a bunch of gold here. That's kind of cool. Let's do some. I'm trying to get relics, but let's do that and that. All right. So in Clicker Heroes, basically, if you've never heard of this game, you start out with just Sid, the helpful adventurer, and you're just clicking enemies, trying to deal as much damage as possible. And every 5 levels, you get a boss, and eventually the numbers get really high, and you have to use skills to be able to take them all down. Your basic idle game thing. You click, eventually you get stuff that basically clicks for you, and then you don't really have to play the game anymore. That's just kind of the formula that you see in games like this. Level 75. Alright, I have to try and stop myself from actually playing the game. The only cons that I will say for Clicker Heroes is that the game feels really repetitive. After a while, after you start ascending, you just kind of have to go through the same thing again, and if you don't have a ton of hero souls, it can take a while. But overall, the game is really fun. It is one of my most favorite idle games, and that is why we put it at number 5. Alright, the next game on our list is Melbour Idol, coming in at number 4. As you can see, welcome back. I've been away for 8 hours. My fishing went up to level 83. Basically, when you log in, you're going to come to here. You're actually going to have a little tutorial that you have to go through that introduces everything for you. But basically, you have your combat skills, which I am severely lacking on compared to some of my other skills, and then your non-combat skills, which are woodcutting, fishing, firemaking, cooking, mining, smithing, thieving, farming, fletching, crafting, rune crafting, herb lore, agility, summoning, astrology, township, and alternate magic. Basically, this is kind of like a RuneScape idle game, so if you like RuneScape, you might like this game. I'm not going to guarantee it, though. But basically, you do different tasks. Like if I wanted to, actually, I'll show on fishing here. So on fishing, as you can see, I'm currently, what am I fishing for? I'm currently fishing for raw cave fish. It gives 348 skill XP, 879 mastery XP, and 219 mastery pull XP. This is the mastery pull. Basically, after you get certain checkpoints, you get certain rewards. Pretty cool stuff. Like the one is no junk, which means I no longer fish up random crap, and I just get a lot of treasure. We can get more mastery pull XP. This is the bank. You don't start out with a lot of storage, but money honestly is not that hard to get if you can find a decent method to get it. These usually don't have anything good in them, so I'm gonna sell them. If you're wondering what I have rune armor in here for, but I'm wearing adamant armor because you actually play this game. My combat skills aren't high enough to equip it. I really need to grind combat. But yeah, yeah. So this game is really fun and really easy to put a lot of time into, just because like there's just so much different stuff. But that is also a kind of downside. Like I have barely even touched farming, and it's level 3 compared to my max level woodcutting and my skills that are getting there. It's very easy to feel like you just shouldn't do something because you haven't touched it. Like I haven't touched Township, and I'm probably not going to. I will say you can get this game for free if you're not on Steam. You can do through like a like there's a mobile app, and there's also a website that you can do it, but If you play the free version, some of these skills are locked, and I'm pretty sure it's most of the skills that I've barely touched. So really, you're not missing out on much if you don't buy the full version. But if you don't like seeing a locked symbol on some of these skills, then I would recommend doing the full version. There's also DLC, but I don't have the DLC. I don't really know what it does. But yeah, so that was number 4, Melbour Idol. Alright, coming in at number 3 for my top 5 idle games, we have Realm Grinder. I guess I could, okay. So you start out with nothing really. You won't have most of this stuff unlocked. This is through achievements and stuff. But you just kind of click. And as you click, you get coins. Then eventually, let's just buy everything real quick. This is what gameplay looks like at a high level. Or not even a high level. Reincarnation 16. That's nothing compared to what some people get. So basically, you have different spells, different buildings that you can get. Like, we can get all these right away because I'm a kind of high level and I'm able to do that. I don't actually have any time. I think I have one that I can paste in there. Yeah, but I don't have everything for it yet. Alright, well, basically Realm Grinder, I found, when I first started playing it, I found that it was really easy to accidentally put a ton of time into, the early game, and then you kind of hit a wall where you actually have to like grind. You kind of fly through some of the early game if you've played a lot of idle games and you know what you're doing. I need to put that on. Okay. But you kind of hit a wall and where you don't really progress that much for a little bit, but whenever you actually do hit the point where you can continue to actually get to the next stage, you unlock new stuff. I will say the game should kind of tell you what you unlock with each reincarnation, because sometimes it comes as a surprise and you're like, hey, you have this new faction that you can be that's really good, but we're not going to tell you how to unlock it. You have to look it up. Which, honestly, I don't have a huge problem with that. I think it's a good game mechanic because it keeps players playing, because you never know what you're going to unlock. But yeah, all in all, great game. It could just use a little more kind of telling you what to do. Let me quick save because I play on mobile mostly. But yeah, so Realm Grinder is available on Steam, mobile. I'm not sure if it's available anywhere else, but yeah, I would definitely recommend checking out Realm Grinder if you're into idle games. Coming in at number 2, we have Trimps. This is a game that, as far as I know, is only available on Steam. It could be available somewhere else. I'm really not sure. Basically, when you start the game, you have to gather food and then gather wood, and then you unlock stuff that begins to do it for you. And like I said with Realm Grinder, and unlike some idle games that are like kind of have all this stuff everywhere, the game tells you exactly what you need to do, and you gradually unlock everything. Like, you don't have access to all these buildings, these jobs, these upgrades, like any of this equipment early on in the game. You actually have to gradually unlock it. For those wondering that actually play this game, I went through the portal once. I can show you my perks. This is what I did. I should probably do it better, but I don't really care that much, because I don't really play that much. I just kind of log on, buy some upgrades to my equipment, get some more stuff, the usual idle game stuff. I don't play for long periods of time besides that first time I played, but that's besides the point. This game is really fun. The only downside, I would say, is definitely that you hit a wall in the combat, and if you hit a wall in the combat, you can't really progress. It makes it super hard to actually be able to get new unlocks after you hit this wall, because if you don't set up properly, you're gonna be stuck. But all in all, really fun game. I would definitely recommend checking it out. It is available on Steam, like I said, and yeah. Coming in at number one, my all-time favorite idol game has got to be Ungu Idol. You start out with just basic training and fighting bosses, and as you go, you unlock a ton of different stuff, eventually getting to the point where you can just click this button and stuff dies. It it gets pretty crazy. You unlock a lot of stuff as you fight bosses. As you can see, like there's different like titans and stuff that you have to fight. Um, and every time you defeat a titan you unlock new stuff. The game does kind of start out a little bit complicated, and it can be hard to like wrap your head around how to do some of the stuff in the game, but once you kind of figure it out, it's really nice. And the gameplay loop is really good because you start out with just with energy and magic caps, and throughout playing the game you unlock XP, which you can use to buy upgrades to get more caps and speed. And basically every time a bar fills you get a little bit more, or you can use it to, get loot filters, extra accessory slots, auto merge, boosting your recycling chances, daycare. There's a ton of different stuff, and honestly, the only negative for this game is that it's pretty complicated, but there's a lot of guides online that you can use to figure it out, and eventually you're going to have a huge number being able to clear through challenges. I do need to do some of these challenges. I'm just really dreading this one, even though you get a new accessory slot after 2 completions. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this game if you haven't already played it. And yeah, like I said before, if you guys have any other idle game recommendations, drop them down in the comments below. I will definitely be checking a lot of them out because I'm loving idle games right now. We did a video on idle skilling earlier, and honestly, I think the 5 idle games listed here, out of the ones I've discovered, are the top 5 idle games going into 2023. Like, these games are crazy. And if anyone was wondering where I've been for the past like 2 months, I took a break to study for finals, and then I was going to come back when I went home from school for break. But I ended up not bringing my PC, spent a lot of time with family and friends, and wasn't really making videos or doing anything like that. But we're back now. We're at the early stages of the semester. We got syllabus week coming up, so we're gonna have a lot of time to make videos. So anyway, guys, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all next time.